This is a short video to talk about osmoregulation, the maintaining of a constant water level in your body. Now, anytime you see osmo in front of something, you need to think of osmosis and you need to think of water levels. Now, in the case of osmoregulation, this is a hormonal control system that happens in your body all the time to make sure you have as much water as you need. Not too much and hopefully not too little. And it involves three key organs. Part of the brain, the hypothalamus, okay, responsible for a lot of homeostatic controls across the body. Very, very important in maintaining these homeostatic mechanisms. Then, no surprise, if it's a hormonal control, the pituitary gland, the master gland that is involved in lots and lots of hormonal control systems, is also going to play a role. And then again, no surprise, the kidneys, the job they have is filtering the blood. They're obviously going to play a role in controlling the water levels. So let's imagine a situation where we drink a lot of water. Okay, so we're thirsty, we're going to add water to our body, we're going to increase the levels of H2O in our body. Now, the hypothalamus has osmoreceptors, okay, working for it, and they send signals to it, and their job is to measure the amount of water in the blood, so essentially the concentration of the blood. And when the hypothalamus detects that the water levels in the blood have gone too high, so essentially the blood is too dilute, it triggers a reaction where it sends a signal to the pituitary gland. Okay, and it sends a signal down to the pituitary gland, and what the pituitary gland does is it adjusts the amount of a hormone it makes, which is called anti-diuretic hormone, ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. Now, diuretic means to make you go for a wee, to make you urinate. So anti-diuretic hormone is a hormone which stops you urinating. So when your water levels are high, the anti-diuretic hormone levels in your blood are going to be low. Okay, and they're going to travel through your bloodstream. There's going to be a low concentration of them, and so the kidneys don't get much of a signal. And when they don't receive a high signal in ADH, what they do is they prioritize the removal of water, okay, from the blood. So there's very, 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 very little. Here's the blood here. Let's use this area here to represent the bloodstream. Okay, so there's the blood. There's very, very little reabsorption. So the water reabsorption is low. So most of the water goes into the bladder and then stores up, and when you urinate you have a large volume of urine. It's a very pale color, it doesn't have any discernible smell or anything. This is considered an optimal condition because you have a large amount of water being supplied to your body at any one time, and so you're producing a large volume of urine and everything is working optimally. Sometimes, unfortunately, water levels drop though. Okay, so water leaves the body and the water levels go down. This could be mainly due to exercise as a common example of this, or maybe just haven't drunk enough recently. Now the hypothalamus gets a signal from the osmoreceptors to say, oh, hang on a minute, the water in the blood is too low, the blood is getting too concentrated. So the hypothalamus sends a signal to the pituitary glands, and it stimulates the pituitary glands to release more ADH into the bloodstream. So the kidneys are receiving a strong signal of ADH. There's a high concentration of ADH in the blood, and so what the kidneys do is they now prioritize the reabsorption of water. So the reabsorption of water goes up. And very little water is passed into the bladder, and so the concentration of the urine is high, but the volume of the urine is low. So this is strong smelling yellow urine. But we've managed to get this water level in this blood as high as we can. Hopefully, if these two processes work, we end up with the water level rising to normal, and then the process can continue. This process goes on 24/7, 365, every day you're alive, providing all your organs and hormones are functioning properly, and helps maintain that constant internal environment. It's a negative feedback system, which means anytime you make a change at the top, the actions that the body goes through are aimed to restoring that normal level. So we end up with a cycle that can go on again and again and again. We go too high, we drop it down, we go too low, we try and raise it up. And we always end up back to that normal, perfect level of water in our body.